Hello, Abraham. Thanks for everything that you do. As I've begun to work the processes, the one that gets my attention the most is the financial piece. And I'm so aware, and have been for many years, that I hold myself in a place financially that's just enough to get by. I have a relatively high standard of living, but still there's this edge that I maintain.
All right, well, that's a strong statement, and it's good that you recognize it, but every time you recognize it and focus upon it and speak it, you activate it and hold yourself there. So can you see that the way to change things is to tell a different story?
Mm-hmm.
So tell that story the way you want it to be rather than the way that it is now.
Well,
hi, Abraham.
Oh.
Glad to be here. Thank you for everything you do.
Well, that's the question.
I'm a good creator. I have a high standard. I support myself well. There are a lot of things that I like. So many things I'm looking forward to having and being and doing. I like knowing that whatever I want will flow to me. I like this understanding of these laws, and I like getting better at them every day. And I'm eager to see the results of my improved focus. And I like telling a story until it gets easier to tell. And every story is easier to tell every time I tell it. And I'm determined to tell stories that move in the direction of the vortex. And stories that people tell that are in the opposite direction are more and more annoying to me. There used to be television programs that I actually took solace in watching that now just aggravate me. Because as I watch them, they remind me of the opposite of what I want. They hold me out of the vortex. I love directing my thought. And I love shoring up my thought with words and images. And I love prosperity. And I love being a creator. And I get it that I've put a lot into my vibrational reality. I get it that there's a vortex of creation over there that's full of all kinds of stuff. I can feel that it's a precursor to everything that I am and everything that I want. And I so adore knowing that the universe has my back. It's consoling to me to realize that the source within me is holding counsel on all of that. I like realizing that cooperative components have already been assembled, and I eagerly watch for evidence of them in my life. And every day I become a more cooperative component just by my leaning in more optimism and my effort at being in the vortex more. There are so many wonderful things in my life. You should see where I live. I've created a really nice nest for myself. I've taken pride in the way it came together, and it really is beautiful. And I like that others who don't live as well are often uplifted by what they see with me. And I have seen a steady progress of financial improvement in my life for a very long time. And I know that I'm a powerful creator. And I can tell that I have amassed a vibrational expectation that is far greater my financial nest egg than anything that I own in terms of assets. It's my vibrational asset. It's my vibrational escrow that is my greatest work. And I have amassed something so magnificent, and I so enjoy cashing it in a little bit here and a little bit here and reaping the benefit of it and enjoying the pleasure of it. I love being alive, and I love being alive in these financial times, because these financial times have made me feel more alive than ever before. The contrast has served me. I have put more into the assets of my vibrational escrow in the last while than I've done in a long, long time. I felt it really, really, really get moving. And it's taken a little bit for me to get up to speed with it, and I'm still in the process of doing that, but I'm expecting big dividends to start paying off once I tune in to these assets that are all lined up for me with the support of the creators who create worlds backing them up. I'm glad to have had this conversation with you, Abraham. I just wanted to report in to you of who I am and how I feel and how well life is going for me.
Sometimes when you think about more, sometimes a feeling of worthiness or unworthiness for the more sweeps in, and it sort of keeps you from going in.
Well, then,
Could you comment?
if that comes up, that means you've got this lack consciousness or this unworthy vibration that's still active within you, that lots of opportunities are going to come your way to work the bugs out of. In other words, and if you don't work the bugs out of them on a regular basis, you'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning with a dream about it. In other words, you'll have just lots of opportunities to work the bugs out of that. From inside the vortex, the mantra of source is more. That's why you were willing. In other words, you could have remained in the contentment of pure positive energy, except you know that expansion is where all of the exhilaration of life is. So you say, I'll come into a physical experience and I'll stir things up for the express purpose of more. But what the more is you're reaching for is the exhilaration factor that we're talking about. It's not more stuff and more cars.
Right.
It's more alignment. It's more of me. It's more clarity. It's more being who I am. It's more understanding. It's more expansion. It's more. More is the best word that parallels the eternal nature of your being. It's the best one. They are identical sentiments. You're constantly going to be more. You see, when you're in the vortex and up to speed with who you are, there's no discord with the more, with the expansion, because vibrationally speaking, you became more, and it's not keeping up with the more that makes you feel uncomfortable. So let's say that you learn to keep up with who you've become, and you're finding contentment and satisfaction in that, but then from inside the vortex, you look out and you see someone not living as well as you're living. Esther watched a movie last night. Jerry had fallen asleep, and Esther looked and looked and looked for something that would be somehow a little pleasant. It was not an easy task.
I know the feeling.
And she found a movie that she was sure by the title of it was going to take her into the vortex. I can just watch this and I'll be there. Because the movie was called The Pursuit of Happiness.
Right. Oh my God.
It was called The Pursuit of Happiness.
Right.
And then she proceeded to watch one of her favorite actors in the world struggle harder than she's ever watched anybody struggle. And she watched the universe just beat up on this poor guy and his cute little kid over and over and over and over and over again until Esther said, kill me now, just kill me now. It was irrational how horrible this guy's life was going. Nobody should be treated like that by anybody, you see. And while the movie was not very vibrationally accurate, Esther noted, on many places, she did also notice that she began feeling guilty about her good life. She began thinking about how many little kids are looking for a place to sleep tonight and they don't have a place to sleep. And she thought, when Jerry wakes up, I'm going to ask him if we can't go find some of those people who don't have a place to sleep, and if we can't figure out how we can get them a place to sleep. She was so outside of her vortex, feeling guilty about the magnificent life that she is living. Well, what we said to her is, come into the vortex, come into the vortex, come into the vortex, come into the vortex. Do not allow yourself to see the distorted view of life. And understand that from in the vortex, you're doing all that you can do in helping people to understand. In other words, this movie did depict something that is rather accurate. It depicted someone banging it out with action, banging it out the hard way, occasionally getting into alignment, but mostly just banging it out the hard way. In other words, if it does anything, if you watch it, and we don't recommend it, it will remind you of what we just concluded together. Get in the vortex and then follow the impulse.
Thank you.
Get in the vortex and then follow the impulse. The man would have $6 in his wallet, all of which he needed for dinner tonight. And one of his working associates, who was very flush with money, who had just forgotten his wallet upstairs, said, loan me $5, I'll pay you back tomorrow. And there he was in the place of not wanting to admit that he only had $6. So he gave over the $5, and Esther is thinking, how can everything keep happening to this person? Because when you feel that way, That is the way life treats you, you see.
Okay.
Once you get in the vortex, we want you to remember that the same vortex that is there, that is calling you in and tending to you and supporting you and organizing for you and attracting all cooperative components, everyone has a vortex like that. In other words, no one is being left out of that. They can leave themselves out of it, but no one is being left out of it.
All right. I understand that part. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks so
indeed.
much.
Just get in the vortex. We could have had a very short seminar today, couldn't we? Hello, it's nice to see you. You are lovely people. You are worthy. The source within you adores you. You are pure positive energy. Get in the vortex. Have a nice day. Goodbye. It's really all you needed to hear. And then someone says, wait, don't go. What's the vortex? Well, the vortex is the future you that you've created through sifting through the data of life. Have a nice day. Goodbye. You say, wait. The vortex is the future me. Well, how do I catch up with the future me? We say, by focusing in the direction of what feels good. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And you say, wait. How do I know? How do I know what feels good? And we say, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. You know what feels good and what doesn't feel good. You know what feels better. You know what thoughts bliss you out and what thoughts bum you out. You know which friends you like to spend time with and which friends you don't. You know what conversations you want to have with each other and what conversations you don't want to have. You know, you can tell what you're leaning to, what feels good and what doesn't. Your guidance system is active within you, you see. And something that you all know that is a really wonderful thing to acknowledge, you know who you are. You know that you're source energy in physical bodies. You know that you're creators. You know that you have access to the energy that creates worlds flowing through you. You know that you have an emotional guidance system. You know that your emotions indicate your relationship with who you really are. You know about this gap and you know what to do about it. You know the vortex is a reality. You've been there, you've experienced it, and you know what it feels like when it spits you out. But most important, you know how to get back in. You know everything you need to know in order to not get the stuff done you think you need to do, but to live the joyous life that you came here to live. Nothing's broken. Nothing's incomplete. You didn't come here to paint another painting or to build another empire. You didn't come here to educate someone about something that they don't know. You didn't come to take segments of the population and bring them into the light. You didn't come to fix a broken world. It isn't broken, and you knew it when you came. You came for the fun of getting to experience contrast and to feel ideas born within you that took you breathtakingly beyond where you were standing at the time. You came for the thrill of learning how to focus in the direction of what feels good. You came for the thrill of doing that, and you came for the thrill of the emotional movement of moving into lighter, softer, less resistant energy. You came for the ride on the river. You came for the thrill of alignment. And you came to do it again and again. You remember the amusement park? You remember that really fun ride? Esther liked the big wooden roller coaster. First time she rode it, it was too scary to stand. Second time, it was not so scary. Third time was really fun. So she just got in line and wrote it again, and 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 got in line and wrote it again, got in line and wrote it again. Her mother said, "Aren't you tired of that?" No. Once I got over being afraid, it thrills me every time. Fortunately, they only stayed one day. Thrilling and thrilling and thrilling and thrilling to write it again and again and again. You are a remarkable group of deliberate creators who have patiently poured with us through focus wheels. You have watched people come into alignment, and you've felt their movement in your own solar plexus. We've noticed you did. You have come to new, keener awareness of who you are. You are hearing and seeing and sensing through an exaggerated state of being.